Shalom, everybody. Just, on the road. Well, actually, I'm parked now. Turn my AC off. Still getting used to this rental car. Now I was just listening to the live stream on my ride, and I had to make a stop here. I got to use the bathroom and stuff, so I figured I'd make a quick video on something that came upon me. The Ruach put upon me when I was listening to the live stream. So, a caregiver was talking about putting on the helmet of, the protection of, Yahweh, the Word, the living Word. And, I just wanted to talk about, I wanted to just touch upon how, she's so right. I mean, it's the Ruach speaking through her. But she's just so right, especially in these last minutes. I mean, look at Alan. Look at Alan's situation. Demonic attacks are going to ramp up like crazy, like absolutely mental. And I have a couple examples for you, actually. And I just also want to, offer to you guys, not offer, but, just, I guess, proclaim, to you guys that through all these things, and caregiver said, sometimes she feels the fear, and sometimes I do too. We're not perfect, but that's where the washing with the Word comes in. In that helmet, keeping Elohim number one on the list of one, and him as your headship. It's like, if you're thinking of him, if you're worrying about something, if you're stressing about a situation, you're not thinking about him. You're thinking about that situation only. And what you can do, or what you need to do, or what you can't do. Like her car breaking down. It's so funny that she mentioned that, because my car broke down 2 days ago. Okay, let's rewind a little bit here. So, I'm just going to talk about it briefly. It's a couple personal things. I don't know, if you guys, I don't know if anybody knows this. I don't think I mentioned it before. In a video, at least. I was engaged to be married up until recently, to the mother of my 2-year-old son. And things weren't working out living at home. We were actually still living with my parents. And we had been together for 3 years. Our 3-year anniversary was June 14th. And that's really funny, actually. June 14th was the day that she left. She moved back in with her family. Because it wasn't working out living with my parents. And then about a week later, she informed me that she didn't want to be with me anymore. Well, after she was already gone. So there's that. And I had a couple days. I struggled for a couple days, definitely. Caregiver helped me. The Ruach helped me through caregiver immensely in those first couple days. So, that happened, and that's not fun. You go from 3 years, being together every single day, go to work and come home together. And then a year and a half, with her and my son. And now they're both halfway across the country. And we're working on a custody plan. The last minutes, indeed. Now, after that, I kind of, I figured I was going to go, I was led to go on a road trip, I've never had the opportunity before. I was 18 when I met her, and we lived together right away, practically, and then, a year and a half later, we had a child. So, 18, married with children, boom, right out of high school, and a semester of college, married with children. So, you can imagine I didn't have a lot of time. So, here I am now, with the opportunity. I figured I would take it. And I'm going by myself, have some alone time, with me and Elohim. I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited. I'm actually about halfway there now, but I just wanted to stop, like I said. There's more. my job that I was at for 3 years, since I had met my ex, mother of my son, I was part-time, but working full-time hours, and I was kind of, like, I was the guy around there, I knew everything to do. All my coworkers would come to me with questions, if my manager wasn't around. Even my assistant manager would come to me with questions if, my manager wasn't around. It's easy stuff. It was nothing, extravagant, but it was just, I just knew what I was doing, Thank you, Elohim. He made me a competent, hard worker. And so that's what I was, regardless of how much I was getting paid, regardless of, whatever. I did my work. I did my job. And I got a promotion a little while back. And then after almost 2 months of my promotion, I found out that they had still been paying me the same wage that I had been getting paid as before. Which was... So I wasn't getting paid what I was supposed to be getting paid for my full-time position, which was $15 an hour, up from 11... Well, okay. I was supposed to be getting $11.50 as a part-timer, but I was only getting $11.25. I found this out after, too. So while I was supposed to be making $15 an hour, I was only making $11.25, while all the part-timers were making $11.50. So all the part-timers who worked like 20 hours a week are making more money than me. And it's like, I was like, wow, seriously? And I had already put my 2 weeks in because I was going to move halfway across the country then to be closer to my, the mother of my child, and that was the quick period of time where I was trying to work it on my own. And so obviously those plans have changed because I didn't move halfway across the country. But I quit my job, that's for sure. I had already put my 2 weeks in too, and then I found that out afterwards, and then I quit. Ugh, man. Yeah. So, road trip, okay. 2 days ago, I'm about an hour and a half from Massachusetts towards Maine. I was in, about an hour and a half away towards Maine. And my car stops accelerating. And I'm slamming the pedal to the floor. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, thank Elohim, there was an exit right there. And this is kind of crazy. I couldn't even be upset or, not that I should have been anyways, but I just couldn't. There was an exit right there, and it came up to a red light, and then as the light went green, my car literally wouldn't even move. It went 1. I was able to put the pedal to the floor and go 1 mile an hour, but not even any turns. Right across the street was a gas station. Thank you, Abba Father. I could have been in the middle of a highway with no exit for another 30 miles, Oof. So I pulled off and I was able to just kind of chug along, and I called AAA, and they came and got me. They came and got my car, they came and got me, and I talked to my parents about it, and they said, you should rent a car. And I was like, that sounds great, because I want to go on my trip still. Especially now, after this. And now, I might have to get a new transmission for my car, so that'll be a couple grand in the hole. So yeah, talk about, needing to equip that helmet of righteousness, to keep that living word. I'm just thanking Elohim that he is, just for everything, every minute of every day. I'm praying, thanking him for the opportunity to go on this trip now. Halfway, my rental car is A-okay, there's nothing wrong. But, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick, and about, I guess the main point of my message here is, don't be blindsided by anything. And like a caregiver had mentioned something along the lines of that as well briefly in the live stream. Don't be caught off guard by, these trials, these fiery trials, because they're just making it more and more evident that these are the last minutes that we are living in. The very last minutes. Oh, thank you, Abba Father. Thank you, Yeshua, and thank you, Ruach HaKodesh. So, don't let anyone or anything steal your joy. no demons, no nothing. And remember just, that our battle is not with flesh. It is against, principalities and spiritual darkness in high places in the Shamayim. Because, when all this happened, everyone was saying to me, you gotta call the police, you gotta take her to court, work out custody, she took your son from you, she did this and she did that, and you must be so mad, and you must want to do this and that. And, I had heard it before, in my own head. Because, yeah, my flesh absolutely wanted me to just get in the car and just drive there, and, or just call the police, set a court date, or whatever it may be. But Abba made me take a step back and breathe and just think about it. He made me think about him. And, what are we supposed to do when we are wronged by somebody? What did Yeshua do? Okay, he offered the other cheek. He was smacked in the face and he offered the other cheek. So I said, no, I'm not going to take her to court. I'm going to pray. I'm going to wash myself in the Word, and I'm going to thank Elohim for making me mature and responsible, and thank him for helping me to be respectful in situations where I don't necessarily want to be. Because if I were to let the, demons influence my interactions, everything would be so much more downhill. We'd be in a pit, just a deep, dark pit. And I'm not. So thank you, Abba. Yeah. A lot of stuff going around. A lot of stuff going on around the world. And in everybody's lives, everybody is fighting some battle, but it's like the real battle has already been won. So let's not forget that, because that is our battle, not forgetting that the battle has already been won. There's no sense in fighting it. But yeah, everyone wanted me to take action. Everyone wanted me to, try to take my place of employment to court, to get the money that I was owed. I just don't care. I just don't care about money. It sucks that they screwed me over, but it doesn't really at the same time. Because, through all of this, Abba is he is storing treasures in the Shamayim for me by helping me to react to these situations the way that I should. And by not being angry and hateful, and just freaking out and being toxic and letting demons run the show. And they tried. They sure tried real hard. Really, they still are. But, that's because we're here on Earth still. So I'm just longing for the day that we are taken up. I'm hoping it'll be before I get back from my road trip. Alright, everybody. I'm not sure when I'll be able to upload this. My connection is not very well, and I've got a couple more hours on the road when I get back to driving. So it'll be uploaded eventually. Shalom, everybody. Hallelujah. Keep on your helmet. Thank Abba Father for being our joy, our chedwa, our only chedwa. Thank him for not letting anybody or anything take that from us in these final minutes, especially. All right. Shalom, everybody.